On the news tonight, President Tinubu announces leadership overhaul at federal universities. And enhancing security architecture of Abuja in focus as FCT Minister chairs first ESCO meeting in 2025.
A very good evening and thank you very much for joining us on the news at 7 on NTA Channel 5 Abuja. I am Mariam Abubakar Kana. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has announced a major overhaul of leadership at several federal universities in Nigeria. The changes, which take effect immediately, aim to revitalize the country's higher education system through dynamic leadership and accountability. Here are the details.
At Yakubu Gowon University, formerly known as University of Abuja, President Tinubu dissolved the entire governing council and relieved Professor Aisha Sani Mekudi of her duties as Vice-Chancellor. Senator Larry Tojo, currently Pro-Chancellor of the University of Agriculture, Amakudi, has been appointed Pro-Chancellor of the Yakubu Gowon University. He will be succeeded in Makudi by Senator Joy Emodi, now Pro-Chancellor of Alvan Ikoku University of Education. To succeed Mekudi, President Tinubu appointed Professor La Patricia Manko as acting Vice-Chancellor at the Yakubu Gowon University for a 6-month term. She will not be eligible to apply for the substantive Vice-Chancellor position when it becomes available. In addition, President Tinubu has removed Professor Polycarp Emeka Chibu from his position as acting Vice-Chancellor at the University of Nigeria in Nsukka before his tenure ends on February 14. Professor Ogwojofu Ujam has been appointed as his successor for 6 months and will not be eligible to apply for the permanent position. The leadership changes at UNN extend to the role of Pro-Chancellor, with General Ike Nwachukwu reassigned to Pro-Chancellor at the University of Uyo. President Tinubu appointed Olubumi Kayode Ojo as the new Pro-Chancellor of UNN. Previously, Ojo held the same position at the Federal University of Lokoja and Federal University of Oye-Ekiti. Professor Zubairu Tajo Abdullahi, currently the Pro-Chancellor of University of Uyo, has been appointed to succeed Ojo at the Federal University of Lokoja. Senator Sani is the new Pro-Chancellor of Alvan Ikoku University of Education, succeeding Senator Joy Emodi. Senator Sani is a council member at the University of Nigeria in Nsukka. Additionally, Olugbenga Kukoyi, a current council member at the University of Nigeria in Nsukka, has been appointed the new Pro-Chancellor of Nnamdi Azikiwe University in Awka, Anambra State. In a statement by Special Advisor to the President, Information and Strategy, the restructuring aims to strengthen governance and academic excellence within Nigeria's tertiary education sectors.
The FCT Executive Council has approved some contracts geared towards realizing enhancing security architecture of the city center and satellite towns. This came to the fore at the first ESCO meeting in 2025, chaired by FCT Minister Nyesom Wike. Onoze Yakubu was at the minister's official residence at Life Camp, venue of the meeting, and brought back this report. Bulletin. It is the dawn of another election in the Federal Capital Territory as the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, releases election timetable and guidelines ahead of the 2026 Area Council's election. Aisha Oba Ali was on the streets to get reactions of stakeholders on this development.
In the last 3 years, the silence in the political arena here in the FCT has been so loud, and this deafening silence could be as a result of low-key political activities which might be happening at the background. But with the recent release of INEC timetable and guideline for the FCT election come 2026, stakeholders have continued to react and make observations. Most times, the phrase timetable is used within the academic environment. Well, it does not just end there. As for proper planning of events, a well-mapped out schedules, which stand as a guide, are required. Taking a cue from the schools, INEC hopes for a well-coordinated FCT area cancels elections and has acted promptly, just as stated in the Constitution, to release the FCT 2026 election timetable 365 days ahead of the election. This informed the bold step taken by the electorate umpire towards preparing for what it knows how to do best, the conduct of elections, but in this case, the FCT 2026 elections.
People are preparing, those who are aspiring, and of course, the umpires themselves are also putting their house in order. And that means that by February 26, hence we're going to have the full election, February 26, 2026. By February 26, 2025, the INEC will come up with their clear programs.
Despite that, we'll work with what we have, and I believe it will go well. The timing is good. So far, what I have seen so far, the spread of the timing is good.
The many unanswered questions raised by interest groups seems to be answered with the release of these guidelines. These questions, particularly as regards to tenure elongation for the FCT executive, have been answered.
PAC as a body, an umbrella that covers all the registered political parties, were in line with what INEC have released the guideline. 100% were in support.
FCT, as the nation's capital, has its peculiarities, especially on who superintends over the conduct of its elections, which is quite distinct from what is done in the states. From the electorate, the immediate step is to dust their voter cards. But before then, how much awareness do they have about these elections? Aside the accolades the Nigerian electoral empire has continued to receive, FCT residents are yearning for more improvement in the forthcoming elections by ensuring an increased voter participation.
For FCT election, I don't think we have problem with what INEC does. But for the election itself, that's what we are not aware of. But for, say, INEC to do the right thing and all of that, but as it is now, I'm not even aware that they have released timetable.
And I want to assure you that we are going to improve from what it used to be.
Yes, observations have been made. Everyone is getting ready. The political space is soon to get agog. But the key message from observers is that it behoves on all stakeholders to be transparent and committed to a free, fair, peaceful and credible election in the territory. Aisha Uba Ali, NTE News.
Police Command has arrested one Onu Simeon following a fatal altercation that led to the death of Ifeanyi Chukwu at Utaku Market, Abuja. In a statement signed by the command's PPRO, Superintendent of Police Josephine Ade, the command received a distress call regarding a fight in Utaku Market between Onu Simeon of Ongwambigi Jabit Akibu and one Ifeanyi Chukwu of Kuchigoro Lugbe, who earlier engaged in a dispute over a space to display their goods for sale. The disagreement escalated into a physical confrontation, during which Ifeanyi Chukwu suddenly collapsed and lost consciousness. Police operatives swiftly responded to the scene, where Ifeanyi Chukwu was found lying unconscious on the ground. He was immediately rushed to NNPC Hospital Utaku by police operatives, where a medical doctor confirmed him dead. His remains have been deposited at a general hospital for further investigation, while the suspect, Onu Simeon, is currently in police custody as investigations continue. Further updates will be communicated in due course. Meanwhile, the Commissioner of Police FCT Command, CP Olatunji Disu, urges residents to adopt peaceful means in resolving disputes, emphasizing that violence often leads to tragic and unpredictable consequences. He reassures the public of the command's unwavering commitment to maintaining law and order across the FCT. Female genital mutilation practice is not new in Africa. However, What is new is planned program to profile lasting solution to the ills of female genital mutilation. Moses Kuye in this special report highlights education as a panacea to female genital mutilation in Nigeria, Africa, and the world at large.
The world is evolving, particularly to see how it can banish some harmful cultural practices. Ideas have been constantly deliberated on female genital mutilation across the globe. Female genital mutilation has long been in existence among tribes and natives of Africa and Nigeria specifically. However, despite advocacy and conventions, can we say female genital mutilation has become a thing of the past?
Our forefathers have actually been doing it before we came to existence. But I feel the pains and the trauma that it causes for those female child is too painful. So I believe it's not something that should be practiced. If I have a girl child, I wouldn't want her to pass through that trauma. I think Ministry of Health should take note.
Analysts advocates proper education to tackle the ignorance of locals who are involved in this silent and demeaning cultural practice through strategic and effective plans of action to help the ordinary woman from unnecessary deprivation.
The church is witnessing a lot of manifestations of gender-based violence, and it is our role to educate people. All forms of gender-based violence are a violation.
All cases should approach the courts, but I think people are more aware at least, and that they may end up in the cell if their care is not taken.
It have gone into an extended scar formation. So for me, from infection, from psychological problems, some of these girls will not marry. They will be scared. They will not even have a proper relationship if they go into boy-girl relationship. They've been mutilized.
The world recognizes 6th February every year to advocate for female genital mutilation. The theme for this year's commemoration, Zero Tolerance Against Female Genital Mutilation, is said to be workable amongst advocates. In Abuja, Moses Kuye, NTA News.
We bring you the earlier report on the first ESCO meeting in 2025 chaired by the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike.
Enhancing security infrastructure within the city center and the satellite towns, provision of insurance cover for FCT assets, among other critical contract approvals, got the nod of the administration. Briefing the media after the meeting, the heads of the FCTA relevant departments and agencies took turns to give insight into the memos and contracts that received government approvals at the meeting.
You will recall sometime September last year, the Honorable Minister directed that there is the need for taking security closer to the people by providing certain infrastructure which includes new police divisional office in each of the area council. 2 were considered, as at that time 9 were concluded and approved. So today's memo presented the remaining 3, which make up 2 divisional headquarters in each of the 6 area council, totaling the sum of 3.648 billion. The facilities include the divisional headquarters and a 6-man staff quarters for the police operatives in Kuje Area Council, Gwagwalada Area Council, and Kwali Area Council.
I had a memorandum to present into the ESCO seeking the approval for the award of contract for the provision of insurance cover for the combined all-risk insurance policy for the FCTA movable and immovable asset for 12 months.
The Chief of Staff to the FCT Minister Chidi Amadi reiterated the administration resolve to provide more critical infrastructure for the benefits of all residents.
The Executive Committee have approved so many memorandums, part of which with me here is the approval of award of contracts for the construction of 33 kV power supply from Dawaki to Buari and solar street lights system of Arab Road and U-shaped road connecting to Arab Road in favor of Mrs. CGC Nigeria Limited.
The meeting is the 12th in the series by the present administration. Onoze Yakubu, NTA News.
Executive Secretary of the Nigerian Christian Pilgrims Commission, Bishop Stephen Adegbite, has urged Nigerians to support the present administration to achieve its Renewed Hope initiative. He said this during an interactive session with the media as he clocks 1 year in office. He observes President Bola Tinubu's immense support for the NCPC, saying the body will continue to champion unity, progress, fairness and accountability in Nigeria.
Of Hajj Commission, because the two of us must work in synergy, we must work in tandem, and beyond pilgrimage, we must be able to demonstrate and show to Nigerians that religion should not divide us. Religion should further unite us, and we must look at our area of convergence rather than area of divergence. And that is why I decided that today I'm a year old in the office. I must see my counterpart, which is the chairman of the Hajj Commission, and we had a wonderful time together.
And in pilgrims to Israel and Jordan will continue to enjoy airlift till Easter this year, NCPC says. Over now to our sports desk for Sports Brief.
National Sports Commission Chairman Shehu Diko has charged the Nigerian Football Federation to ensure the Super Eagles qualify for the 2026 World Cup. This comes as Nigeria sit in 5th place with just 3 points after 4 matches in their qualifying campaign, 4 points behind leaders Rwanda with 6 games left to play in the series. Diko made this known during NFF President Ibrahim Gusau's visit to the NSC Secretariat to brief him on preparations for the crucial World Cup qualifiers built for March. Meanwhile, Super Eagles goalkeeper Maduka Okoye is back to full fitness and has returned to training for Italian club Udinese. The 25-year-old has been sidelined since December after undergoing surgery to repair a torn right wrist ligament. However, Tuto Udinese confirmed that Okoye had resumed training with his club and would be available for selection when they face Napoli.
And it's Alexander Isak, the frame of the goal, Murphy on the follow-up.
Elsewhere, Arsenal fell to a 2-0 defeat at St James's Park to Newcastle in the second leg of their League Cup semi-final on Wednesday night, bringing aggregate to 4-0 and losing out to the final at Wembley. The Gunners' attention will now be shifted to the Champions League and the EPL. To basketball, Nigeria's under-19 women's basketball team Junior D Tigers were yesterday drawn alongside Portugal, Canada and China in Group B of the 2025 Under-19 World Cup, scheduled to hold in Brno, Czech Republic from July 12 to 20. The draws was conducted by Czech Republic's former national team stars Ivana Becherova and Iva Vitekova, with Nigeria in Pot 4 alongside Hungary, Argentina and Brazil. In other pairings, USA, Israel, Hungary and Korea are in Group A. Group C has Australia, France, Brazil and Africa's second team, Mali. Group D contains Japan, Czech Republic, Argentina and Spain. With Sports Brief, Abdullah Hajia, NTA News.
Thank you very much for watching the English version of the news on NTA Channel 5 Abuja. Do stay tuned for the translations. Good evening.
ma gba je sha je wo na ya da ba da bi ba ku sha gbe da yi wa na ba sha ba da yi wo mu praise su fa yuba wani wa gwa na ba yi ga yi ki tukwa da ye Bola Ahmed Tinubu wala ba batuga nge ki ayaba mutuba adnagai akmusin nge ko azana gbai ba na shipaje shi ba ko abaga balakma ba shipaje na ba gwamnati kwa ko ashipaje da awowai ba godu untutni wa godu nge gwamnati shan azad na gbai do ntige kwashi abu abanu bodo kwashi abanu ko shigbe mba azazalo na ayaba mutuba na gbai kiye kwanyi Onize Yakubu ya na bagi gwagna yi wada ege ekeze na minista na do owo azana gbai baku atutu ga gbogbo mbaba mashilo abuse bida bedo mba atutu mashi agu aza ekeze na ekwe bedo ko jimi ya minista keze na anya yeso wiki bai da bada da sanu wo bai yeshi owo azana gbai wo puwa ko le life camp wa godo nge owo gwamnati ba shi tutu keze na ekwe ko fi gbagbato a ce bada ni shi a ce ege a anya abin ko shi ya a ce abu su bi da abuwa bada ba tutu ma shi na ba anya a sanu ko ya ake su da ya kwayi tuga ya sasa dagma fi ke su da ya anabaji aje su da nke abu su bi da la nke onu simio nwa pakwo fianwu owo belu nke eza anayi nke ifeanyi chukwu owutakwo giko giba sai ogun alabaka kuma ifeanyi wala shi nke sagi abu su bi da bada gwogan nke sp josephine ade wada nke onu simio owo gbilo njabi daki bi onye anyanube naba ifeanyi chukwu owo gbilo nke nkuchugoro ontu ababo mbabashi anya bakun ewutakwo giko bedato peba lo kwa lo ogun iko la je chukwu wala ze sagi abusi bi daza na gbe sipi olatuje disu wagai ege mpa na hodo za fi azoko dagma te fi alo anya ko ba lo ogun tigeta pele se ogun ba so wu amagba ja na ba iku se be ja dowo osu sekwasi ipaga sekwani jesu saiso
masu kallo da sauraron mu a daidai wani lokaci assalamu alaikum barkanmu da haka da fatan an wani cikin koshin lafiya kamar yadda aka saba a takaice ga fasar wasu daga cikin labaranmu na yau mai karantawa Yusuf Yakubu. Shugaban kasa Bola Ahmed Tinubu ya sanar da cewa zai yi garan bawul a shugabancin dewa daga cikin jami'o'in kasar nan. Shugaba Tinubu ya ce sauyin da zai fara aiki kai tsaye da zarar an yi shi na da manufar kawo gyara ga tsarin ilimin manyan makarantun kasar ta fuskar shugabanci da gudanar da aiki na gaskiya a zahiri domin ciyar da ilimin kasar gaba. Majalisar zartarwa ta birnin tarayya Abuja ta amince da bada kwantiragin bunƙasa tsaron ƙwaryar birnin Abuja da kewaye domin ƙara kare rayuka da dukiyoyin al'umma. Wakilin Mushaibu wani zai Yakubu ya kawo mana rahoto cewa majalisar ta bayyana haka ne a taronta na farko a bana wanda ministan Abuja Yusuf Wike ya jagoranta a ɗakin taro na gidansa da ke unguwar Life Camp a nan babban birnin tarayyar ƙasa Abuja. Rundunar 'yan sandan Abuja ta kama wani mai suna Olu Simon wanda ya kashe abokin kasuwancinsa Ifeanyi Chukwu a sanadiyar fada da juna a kasuwar Utako da ke nan Abuja. A jawabin da jami'ar hudda da jama'a ta rundunar SP Josephine Ade ta sawa hannu ta ce sun sami kira dangane da fada a kasuwar tsakanin Onu Simon na unguwar Bigi Jabi Daki biyu da wani Ifeanyi Chukwu na Kuchugora Lugbe wanda suka tsatsata da juna akan filin kasa kayan sana'a wanda daga cacar baki suka baiwa hammata iska take Ifeanyi Chukwu ya fadi a sume. Lokacin da 'yan sanda suka je gurin sun same shi a galabaice suka dauke shi zuwa asibitin NNPC na Jabi wanda likitoci suka tabbatar musu da cewa ya riga mu gidan gaskiya. To Allah ya kyauta ya ba mu ikon kai zuciyar mu nesa. Karshen labarin namu ne kenan, mu kwana lafiya.
ẹ̀kànlẹ́ àsìkò iṣẹ́ látàárọ̀ ìròyìn ń dé sójú wọ̀nyí láti lè ṣe NTA Abuja. Kúnlé Adélékè oníròyìn ìròyìn náà rèé. Ààrẹ Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu ti kéde àyípadà tó jọjú nínú ètò ìṣèjọba ní àwọn iléèwé gíga fásitì kọ̀ọ̀kan ní orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà. Àyípadà náà tó gbé wa sọ ní ẹyẹ òsọkà ní ìrètí wà pé yóò mú àyípadà wá, bẹ́ẹ̀ ni yóò sì lè ra ògo ètò ẹ̀kọ́ ilẹ̀ Nàìjíríà padà nípasẹ̀ ìdarí àti aláṣẹ tó múnádóko pẹ̀lú àkóyawọ́ tó dájú. Ìgbìmọ̀ aláṣẹ ìjọba olúùlú ilẹ̀ yìí Abuja ti bu ọwọ́ lu ṣíṣe àwọn àkànṣe iṣẹ́ ìdàgbàsókè kan láti lè gbéga bá ètò ààbò àti ìlànà rẹ̀ ní àárín gbùngbùn olúùlú ilẹ̀ yìí àti àwọn ìgbèríko rẹ̀. Èyí ló wáyé níbi ìpàdé àkọ́kọ́ àwọn ìgbìmọ̀ aláṣẹ ìjọba ìlú Abuja tó wáyé fún ọdún 2025 èyí tí mínísítà olúùlú ilẹ̀ yìí Abuja Nyesom Wike darí rẹ̀. Akọ̀ròyìn Àwòránṣe Yakubu bá wọn péjú síbi ọ́fíìsì mínísítà tó wà ní agbègbè LAFCAP tí wọ́n ti ṣe ìpàdé náà, bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ó mú ẹ̀kúnrẹ́rẹ́ ìròyìn náà wá. Ọwọ́ iléeṣẹ́ ọlọ́pàá olúùlú ilẹ̀ yìí Abuja ti tẹ arákùnrin kan tí orúkọ rẹ̀ ń jẹ́ Onusina látàrí ẹ̀sùn nínà akẹgbẹ́ rẹ̀ kan Ifeanyi Chukwu títí tí ẹ̀mí fi bọ́ lẹ́nu rẹ̀ ní ọjà Utako tó wà ní ìlú Abuja. Nínú àtẹ̀jáde kan èyí tí alukoro àjọ ọlọ́pàá ìlú Abuja ASP Josephine Adegbuwolu ṣàlàyé pé iléeṣẹ́ ọlọ́pàá náà ti gba ìpè kan tó ní ṣe pẹ̀lú ìjà tó wáyé nínú ọjà náà láàrin ọ̀gbẹ́ni Onusina títí Agwambagi Jabi Dakibio àti olóògbé náà ìyẹn Ifeanyi Chukwu títí Kuchingoro tó wà ní agbègbè Lugbe ní àkókò tí gbọ́mi sí omi òtó kan wáyé látàrí títa ọjà wọn. Èdè-àìyedè yìí ló ti yọrí sí ìjà tó fa ikú ọ̀gbẹ́ni Ifeanyi Chukwu. Ó ṣe láàánú pé kí àwọn ọlọ́pàá tó dé ní ọ̀gbẹ́ni náà ti gbẹ́mìí mì, bẹ́ẹ̀ tí wọ́n sì gbé òkú rẹ̀ lọ sí ilé ìwòsàn ìjọba àpapọ̀ fún àyẹ̀wò àti ìwádìí tó jọjú. Tó ìròyìn wa kò ní jù báyìí lọ fún títí àṣálẹ́ òní. Lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí Kúnlé Adélékè ìròyìn ó dàárọ̀ òrùlé lásán.